Abusia another idea Ghana for binan kasa umukoko apaye omo aso ediase NDC ama yokoni na efa arahosem a chese emaburu mako nsia ahwe omo krankwa just because say omo kopa adwumaye Ghana nsia na so far enchemu a ebeba mountain bi chese enya normal at all because amanfo bi nsa ehye Asie eba na say na mabu mako ensia ne is not different from 8 though. Abusia me ka asem na adebechi enti subscribe to Ayehu TV, like, comment na yanko ne nkotie nsem a chese yenia baba akonso aba monte so abe fire yewia na ya toa nsem foforo so.
How dare you think that the people there will be more understanding in the moment of pain? How dare you think that the people there will understand what exactly you were saying in that moment? Imagine the families involved. Imagine the lives involved. Was that the right spot to spill that nonsense? Ajalad, you should know better. You are a mother. You should be more empathetic. You should be more reasonable. I am of the view that you should be speaking more like a feminine who understands the pain of childbirth. But look at you. You embarrassed yourself. You thought you were the most sensible person in the auditorium. You thought you were the most reasonable. You thought you were the most religious. But you ended up making a FOOL of yourself. And that's so disappointing. Imagine, how do we resolve the chaos in Boko when we have people like this as leaders? How do we resolve the challenges that affects the ordinary Ghanaian when we have these people like leaders in this country? How do we move forward as a people? How can we entrust the future of the ordinary Ghanaian on the life in the hands of such people? Zero empathy, zero understanding of the realities of the ordinary Ghanaian. Look at how frustrated these young men and women are. Is it because the politician? How many times have you been in Ghana's parliament? Can we start checking? What investments have you done in the north? What exactly have you done for the northern people to keep them there? And you dare stand in Ghana's parliament to express no sense to us and tell us that you are indeed the mother who understands the Quran. The same Quran is telling you, Ajalad, in the moment when you are unreasonable, in the moment where you feel you cannot be empathetic, in the moment where you feel you cannot make sense to Ghanaians, you better shut up. If people are in pain, if people are in anger, if people are in agony, if you are a leader and you cannot say words that will be comforting to them, you better shut up. This is what the Islam itself is telling you, Ajalad. You were not sensible. You were not reasonable. You were not empathetic to the plight of ordinary Ghanaians. Moments where people are so angry, moments where people are saddened by a situation, you don't speak like you are the most religious person. We do not appreciate your comments. We do not appreciate your submission. You should have been quiet through and through to show that you are a sensible person. But today, I'm so disappointed to even see you as a woman in Ghana's parliament. I thought women would be more understanding. I thought that women would be more reasonable in the moments like this. Because imagine what their parents are going through. Imagine what their families are going through. May we never die in the quest, all right, to take care of our family, in the quest to take care of our livelihood. I'm so disappointed. All right, to even at any point in time felt like yes, NDC has strong women, but look at this one: a disappointment, a shame of a member of parliament, a disappointment. How dare you express such no sense to the people of Ghana? You thought you were reasonable, but at the end of the day, you ended up embarrassing yourself and showing us that you lacked that feminine factor. You lacked it. All that you showed to us today was the agile lad who does not understand the realities and all the challenges the ordinary Ghanaian youth go through. And how can we entrust our youth in your hands? What shows that this person will defend the interests of Ghanaian youth? These are the people who should be kicking their ass out of that seat. We don't want people like her there. She does not understand the real issues. Guys, just imagine a Ghanaian youth graduates, sit at home after national service, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years, no job. And what do you expect them to do when there is an opportunity, knowing very well that they are protocol list, knowing very well that they may not even have an opportunity, they still want to buy the forms, the same forms that we've been using to finance your lifestyle, the same forms we've been using to take care of you, politicians. They pay to buy forms to serve their country, knowing very well that over 20,000 1,000 people applied. What happened to the money? We are told His Excellency John Mahama reduced the amount, but must we even pay that amount to serve our country? What sort of employment have you given the youth to raise such an amount to give it to you? If you don't pick the person, we should have an understanding that you refund the money. If not, that is thievery. As it's about time we start speaking up. If you render a service to somebody and the service is unsatisfactory, refund the money. If not, we will now say it's an attempt to even milk the Ghanaian youth further. Like, make it make sense. You pick somebody after examination, you kick the person out. What about his money? Year in, day out, you use the same money to run the affairs of Ghana Armed Forces when the ordinary Ghanaian youth does not have hope to even serve there. We cannot keep on doing the same thing and expect different results. We cannot keep doing the same thing and expect different results. I beg your pardon. Guys, the truth of the matter is that the youth of Ghana are so frustrated. The system is designed to frustrate us. The system is made such a way that you will be poor and you suffer till you die. Why? At the end of the day, we rise every day. 6 or 7 or 4 years, we go, we vote with the hope that these people will change our lives. You keep on disappointing us. You keep on showing us that we are not relevant. We have members of parliament from time to time telling the Ghanaian youth that we are not important. We are not reasonable. We are the reason why they are not taking us serious. How are we going to function in a system where it is so rigid? All that you do for us is to make life difficult. Why? And we have a member of parliament who has a movement to express empathy, who had a movement to show and express her deepest condolences to the family and the people involved. And all that matters to her is to be the Quranic lecturer. It was so embarrassing. Look at her colleagues. Even the men were wondering why a woman would be saying such a thing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to comment on the statement ably made by my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I wish to first of all express my condolences to the bereaved families. It is really, really very painful to have our children to go for recruitment only for us to lose them. But I want us to all take solace in the Almighty Allah. There is nothing that happens.
Listen carefully.
That doesn't happen at the right time. This is what the Almighty Allah has ordained for them. Today is their day. No matter how, no matter what, no matter who was there, as what, even if we brought all the presidents of the world to sit there as ministers or whatsoever, once today is ordained for them to die, they will. And this is what has happened. Unless you don't believe in the oneness of God, unless you don't believe in the oneness of the Almighty Allah, it is not anybody who wanted them to die. There is no single officer there who wanted even one single soul to pass. Not even one person hoped and prayed that one person would die there. Let us understand that. If that were the wish of anybody, I haven't seen or thought of that person. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate what you have said. Let us work together. If